Championship. Hayes, Trick, Corbin, Breakker, the two teams that will compete for the prestigious Dusty Cup at Vengeance Day. Two of the very best in the women's division. Valkyria, Perez will tangle for the NXT Women's title. Can you tell me I'll feel again?
The day for vengeance is coming.
Dragunov, Williams, a massive matchup for the NXT Championship. Hayes, Trick, Corbin, Breakker, the two teams that will compete for the prestigious Dusty Cup at Vengeance Day. Two of the very best in the women's division. Valkyria, Perez will tangle for the NXT Women's title. Can you tell me I'll feel again?
The day for vengeance is coming. Then, now,
Acknowledge me.
The king of kings. You can't see me.
forever. Together.
And now, WWE presents NXT Vengeance Day Kickoff.
Here is the scene in Clarksville, Tennessee, as the WWE Universe awaits all the action coming your way tonight. Get in line early for the Chase U calendars. Gotta get your hands on those because the vengeance is here. 3 championship matches and 2 WWE superstars have their chance to etch their names in the history books in the Dusty Cup Finals tonight. Welcome on in, everybody, to the NXT Vengeance Day kickoff show. My name's Megan Moran. I will be your host today, and standing to my right, you know him from the SmackDown Lowdown from WWE's The Bump and Raw Talk. Matt Camp, how you doing?
Megan, good to be with you on this road to WrestleMania. Another stop, and there will be no love on this Vengeance Day.
And I am so happy that he took a quick time out from breaking news and emergency podcast to be with us here. On my left, it's Sam Roberts.
I don't remember a time where there have been more emergency podcasts, but nothing could distract us from tonight. Vengeance Day. The NXT superstars do what they do better than anybody. Put on a premium live event.
This is certainly an emergency for you to be here, Sam, because we have lots to talk about. It is the biggest night of Trick Williams' career. He will play double duty tonight as he has a chance for the NXT Championship, but he'll also team up with Carmelo Hayes for the Dusty Cup Final. Also, there's Ilya Dragunov arriving in Clarksville, Tennessee. Earlier tonight, he'll defend his title against Trick Williams. So much action coming your way. NXT Women's title is on the line as Lyra Valkyria and Roxanne Perez battle for the NXT Women's Championship.
It has been a year of destiny, a breakout year for Oba Femi as he is the North American champion. But tonight, in his first championship defense, he'll put it up against the former champ, Dragon Lee.
He who controls the streets controls NXT. Which team will it be? It's a 6-person mixed tag tonight as the D'Angelo family goes 3-on-3 against OTM.
No two men love pain and violence more than Joe Gacy and Dijak. This one was made official on Tuesday at NXT, and it's a no disqualifications match between Dijak and Joe Gacy.
We've had to be patient for this one, but Trick Williams finally gets his opportunity at Ilya Dragunov and the NXT Championship. Will the reign of the Czar continue, or can Trick pull off one half of the impossible tonight at Vengeance Day?
It's either great timing or the worst timing ever for Trick Williams as he tries to repeat tonight. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams against Bron Breakker and Baron Corbin in the Dusty Cup Classic Final.
The Wolf Dogs, they will have their hands full taking on Trick and Mello tonight in the Dusty Cup Final. And you guys, it's been quite the journey to get to this point. 8 teams began the Dusty Cup Classic, and just 2 teams remain. Matt, Baron Corbin and Bron Breakker, they've been through a lot together.
They have been. They were opponents, of course, in NXT, but they have found common ground because they like to beat people up. That is their entire living. And let's see how they got to this point in the Dusty Classic Finals. Go back to the first round. And Sam, this to me was a very even matchup with similar styles as they were able to take out Gallus in the first round.
And it told you everything you needed to know about Corbin and Breakker, that they took out Gallus, who was a favorite to win this entire tournament from round 1.
Especially really teaming here for the first time. That brought us to the semifinals, where you talk about a clash of styles. The Wolf Dogs taking on Axiom and Nathan Frazier. These are 2 completely different teams, but the speed of Nathan Frazier only matched by the speed of that 23-mile-per-hour spear by Bron Breakker, which got them to the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Finals, and is the reason, maybe, just maybe, they are the favorites tonight.
Ooh, that could be a very bold statement. The Wolf Dogs, it is a thing, Sam. We heard Baron Corbin acknowledge it this past Tuesday on NXT, and I think this team is hitting their stride at the right time.
I think the way Baron Corbin acknowledged being a Wolf Dog is the way that we've all kind of acknowledged the Wolf Dogs. We didn't know this was something that we wanted. It kind of crept up on us, but all of a sudden, we've all got that Wolf Dog fever. We're all howling at every full moon that we see because this tag team may very well be the future of NXT.
Matt, were you howling at moons last
I don't
night?
howl at moons. I let them do that. But I will say this. I was very impressed by Bron Breakker in the Royal Rumble. You talk about the future of NXT, Sam. Bron Breakker mulling over a SmackDown contract offer. Adam Pearce would like to have Bron Breakker on Monday Night Raw, by the way, where he won the NXT Championship a couple of years ago. Just throwing that out there. Is Bron Breakker maybe a little bit distracted? Talk about Trick Williams thinking about a lot of things. Bron Breakker's got a lot to think about, but he could be thinking about a Dusty Cup victory and maybe a future NXT Championship opportunity.
Well, this team is certainly hungry. It's been a long time since we've seen Baron Corbin have gold. 6 years to be exact, Sam. So he's even more hungry.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think he wants you bringing up an exact number on it, but you're right about Baron Corbin. The thing about Baron Corbin in NXT that I've heard more than anything is people going, where was this Baron Corbin on the main roster? And they're saying that about a guy who's one of the most decorated main roster superstars that's ever existed. He's even better in NXT, and I would say that he's at his best as a Wolf Dog. Something about teaming with Bron Breakker, I think, is bringing out a side of both of these superstars that we haven't seen in a very long time.
Well, Breakker and Corbin will need their absolute best to win the Dusty Cup Final tonight because they go up against a duo in Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes that have a lot of history together. And Matt, we've seen them go through their fair share of battles, maybe not being on the same page all the time, not communicating who's showing up at SmackDown and who's going to be in the Royal Rumble, but this is important to them.
It's important to them. It's another accolade to them. They always shoot very high. Mello doesn't miss, and Trick has been rolling. But as we go back and take a look at how they got here, remember, looking to win this Dusty Cup Classic to get an NXT Tag Team Championship opportunity, whether it be Bron and Baron or Trick Mello. There is that knee. That knee has been vital to the success of Trick Williams, and it got them past Idris and Malik to get to the semifinals, which brings us to the semifinal match that we saw this past Tuesday on NXT, taking on the LWO. Joaquin Wilde, Cruz del Toro. Obviously, they've been busy themselves dealing with Santos and Angel and Humberto, but they want to win the Dusty Cup Classic. Well, everything going on here with Trick and Mello. I know they've had their miscommunications, but they've been damn good as a team, and there is that flash knee again from Trick. 2 matches, 2 victories. By that knee is the reason that Trick Mello can look at that trophy and say we're that much closer to immortality with their names maybe etched there later tonight.
But Trick Williams does have to play double duty tonight. So, Sam, how does that impact the strategy that they'll employ heading into this final?
I mean, it's got to impact it immensely. Is Trick Williams in a situation where he wants to conserve some energy? Trick Williams is going in to one of the toughest, if not the toughest match that they've ever had as a tag team, knowing that he's got the toughest opponent that NXT has to offer coming up later in the same night. Here's the difference, right? We talked about the distraction that Braun Breaker may have with being in the Royal Rumble and the potential of signing to SmackDown or Raw. That's all good news. All that is this guy's about to make a ton of money, and it's good news for Braun Breaker. It's good news for Baron Corbin. With Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes, we've found ourselves at a point where these are two guys that have two very different sets of goals. They're no longer just working towards one end. Carmelo Hayes is clearly looking at that cup, where Trick is, yeah, he's looking at the cup, but he's also looking at later tonight.
Later tonight, though, could be the biggest night of Trick Williams' career. It could be all positive for him. Remember, he's got to get 2 decisions. He got 4 decisions in less than 2 minutes in NXT Deadline to get this opportunity. Trick embraces the spotlight. Trick loves the WWE Universe, and they feed off of him, and he feeds off of them. Clarksville will be there for him tonight when he pulls off the impossible.
Cool, you got Clarksville. That's great. Good for Clarksville.
Why are you knocking Clarksville?
I'm just
We're
saying
very
you're gonna
happy
need
to
more
have the
than,
WWE Universe there tonight.
You're going to need more than Clarksville to beat Ilya Dragunov. To me, the Deadline match. And I'm glad that you brought that up. It was the most impressive finish to a Deadline match that I've ever seen in my entire life. But there was one goal. Tonight, it's not about one goal. It's about multitasking, and that's how you stretch somebody too thin.
Well, we're going to talk about that championship match later in the kickoff show, but we have to talk about Lyra Valkyria, who has soared to new heights as the NXT Women's Champion. But tonight, she'll face her tallest task yet, defending her title against a woman who's never lost it.
Roxanne Perez, breakout winner, tag team champion, Royal Rumble participant, and the NXT Women's Champion who never lost. The Prodigy. Just on nickname alone commands respect. I respect you so much because you make me question if I'm doing enough. At Vengeance Day, all that admiration goes out the window when the bell rings. When I beat you, I will have proven to myself that there are no question marks when it comes to my championship reign. You may be different, but on February 4th, the results will be the same. Roxanne Perez has had a great run, but Lyra Valkyria has risen, and now it's my time. I don't hope I beat you. I don't pray I beat you. I need to beat you.
Lyra Valkyria just arriving to the building. First thoughts on tonight's title match against Roxanne?
I feel great. And you know what else? Check out these bad boys. Champion pants are on. And you know what? Nothing could shake my focus.
Lyra! Nice new champ pants. I'd love to try them on later.
You're here.
Yes!
You told me you were gonna stay at home.
I know what I said, but then I realized home is exactly where you are. And I would not miss another title defense for the entire world.
Great. Yes. So good to see you.
I know.
So glad you're here.
And I am so excited for you. But I am more excited that I get to be here with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wonderful. I was just about to head to my locker room.
Okay.
It's that way.
This way? Yeah, let's go. Lyra, my sweet dove, wait!
Now, I know Lyra Valkyria has become frustrated with Tatum Paxley, but she's helped her out a great deal here. It's hard to ignore her whatsoever because she always is one step behind Valkyria. Will she play a role tonight?
I would imagine that she will play a role tonight, almost as big of a role as those champion pants
Champ pants. Champ pants.
Champ pants.
Hashtag champ pants.
Yes.
will probably play in this match. Yeah, I think that any help that a champion can get to make sure that that title stays around their waist is something that they should be looking at as a gift, not as a curse.
But Lyra doesn't want the help, Matt. She
What?
feels like she can do this on her own.
That's been her career, has been doing it on her own. Think about how she got to Becky Lynch, who she defeated for the NXT Women's Championship. She had to defeat Roxanne Perez and Indy Hartwell in a number one contendership triple threat match. She did that on her own. She's defeated Xia Li. She's defeated Blair Davenport. She defeated the man, Becky Lynch. Can we stop overlooking that she beat a future Hall of Famer in Becky Lynch? She's done all of that on her own. Though, Sam, I will give you credit. There is strength in numbers. It's not bad to embrace that every once in a while.
Thank
as
you.
long as they're on the same page.
Yeah, you have a problem with her embracing, with her having an issue with Tatum Paxley.
Well, yeah, because I think that we know that she can do it on her own. You're right. She has proven she can do it on her own, and tonight is about leaving no questions in her championship legacy. But if you are more concerned with your legacy in the present than you are with your title reign, your priorities are out of whack. You can win on your own, good. Show me that you can also win with some help. As long as you win.
She has not lost a singles match since last July. You know who that was to? Rhea Ripley. That's not a bad thing.
all right.
She has been battle-tested against the very best, whether it be on Raw or NXT, and is the champion for a reason. She got an endorsement from Becky Lynch on top of everything else. She has fought, clawed, scratched from NXT UK to now in NXT to be at the top of the mountain, and she's ready for a very game Roxanne Perez.
This is where it could be an issue, I think, is that she's so concerned with not getting help that she should be concerned on the match. However the match goes, she should be able to win this thing. And if she's thinking about how to not get help to win, she's not thinking about actually winning.
What if she just talked to Tatum? What if they just had a conversation?
They've tried
We saw how
that.
that
I feel
was.
like, you know, they've
She
tried.
should initiate it, not Tatum talking to a feather or something like that.
Tatum's freaking me out a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. Just,
Really?
you know, she's showing
Said
up
it, Tatum.
too many times, a little too close to Lyra.
That's called friendship, okay?
I mean, I guess stalking,
Admiration.
friendship. I mean, I guess admiration. Well, Lyra Valkyria, nonetheless, has been a very dominant champion. And speaking of dominance, Oba Femi has done exactly that ever since winning the breakout tournament. He has been absolutely unstoppable. And tonight, Dragon Lee will have to overcome a mountain to get his title back. Let's hear from Kelly Kincaid.
Dragon Lee, tonight you look to regain the North American Championship, but the dominant Oba Femi is standing in your way. So how are you going to get it done?
Kelly, ¿qué pasa? You know, I'm the biggest underdog of the night. Pero eso no es algo nuevo para mí. I beat many big and strong guys before. But you're right. Oba, he's different. Él es un monstruo. He's a monster. And you know, if I have to choose between being hit by Oba or by Truck, guess what? 100% by Truck. But everything that Oba has, I have the desire. Y tengo el corazón. And Oba can match my heart. Walking into this match, I know I'm going to get beat up. But walking out of this match, I'm going to get my North American Championship. De alguna manera.
Good luck. Guys, back to you in Stamford.
Thank you so much, Kelly. Obviously, Dragon Lee very motivated to get that title back. I'm going to start with you, Matt, because Sam, I know you have your issues with Dragon Lee and nepotism.
I don't.
We will get to it. We will get to it. But Matt, Oba Femi has been on a completely different level. Does that continue tonight against Dragon Lee?
Oba Femi's talked about his destiny, and we're talking about someone who's had less than 25 matches in his entire career. He wins the NXT Breakout Tournament. 1 week later, he turns that contract into the North American Championship. Now, to be fair, beat Dragon Lee after he had a match against Lexis King, but he won the match and says, I'm not doing these open challenges. You can come to me. We're going to do this on a big stage at Vengeance Day, which is what we're going to see tonight. But Sam, Obafemi looks dominant, looks the part. I don't care if it's 25 matches, 250 matches. He looks like he belongs. He looks like a North American champion. But defending the title against the former champion when he knows it's coming is a whole different animal.
Yeah, and this is the future of Lucha Libre, which I know you have a problem with the nepotism.
This is insane.
Where does the
Dragon
nepotism?
Lee. Sam was the one who said Dragon Lee has gotten where he is because of nepotism.
That was months ago.
Well,
and that was in a totally different match. I am a neutral party here, first of all. Sammy Switzerland. I'm here to comment on what I see, and that's it. I don't have any problem with anybody. However, I do question the judgment. I think Dragon Lee is entitled to a rematch. Absolutely, he deserves that rematch. But why on earth would he want it? You know, Matt, you're right. 25 matches isn't that many matches, but you don't have to win a lot of matches. You just have to win big matches. And I don't remember the last time I looked at somebody like Obafemi and thought so quickly, this entire roster has a huge, huge problem. And, you know, you and your agendas, regardless, these are facts that I don't think we're going to argue.
No, I am in agreement with you that Obafemi has been absolutely dominant, and I think this is going to be one of the toughest matches that Dragon Lee has ever had to overcome. He's overcome quite a bit, Matt.
Dragon Lee has been on Raw. He's been on NXT. He's been on SmackDown. We thank him for taking the NXT North American Championship off of Dirty Dom back in December. Everybody appreciated that. The Dirty Dom reign was what it was, and it needed to happen for the sake of the championship. But now Obafemi is a whole different animal. When I have people like Big E and Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods talking to me about Obafemi at this point in his career, when he's opening those kind of eyes, that tells you the trajectory that he's already on.
And just imagine what people are going to say after they see Obafemi compete against a primed and ready Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee does have that corazon, but he might get punched in it tonight.
Well, we will have to see later tonight as the NXT North American Championship is on the line at Vengeance Day between Obafemi and Dragon Lee. Well, we got to step aside for our first time out here on the Kickoff Show. But when we come back, we'll take a special look at the #1 contender for the NXT Women's title and break down the 6-person tag team match.
Hello! Supernova 11, Noam Dar is finally here in NXT!
The entire United Kingdom couldn't contain the greatness that you see before you. And that's why me and my beautiful Heritage Cup rocketed overseas all the way to the US of A.
Confident, stylish, and very, very charming.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I am undeniable! Boom! Nova Roller!
When you're a supernova, you have to be surrounded by stars. And that's what you see here, a collection of shooting stars with unlimited potential. There is no metaphor than the metaphor.
I love this team metaphor. I'm all in.
The best in the game, united as one.
I mean, this screen can't handle all this brightness because we shining.
The supreme flavor, my main man Menza. I'm flying into a new stratosphere. For anyone asking, all about that action, Miss Jakara Jackson.
Sugar, spice, and everything that ain't so nice.
And the one and only, the bougie bully, Lash Legend.
Time for me to lash out, okay?
No freaking way!
Wow! Who better than Meta?
Metaphor is here for Noam Dar, as Dar always comes out smelling like roses.
That's what metaphor is all about.
Metaphor above it all. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You'll see a UFO before you ever see another me. It's showing why I call myself the generational talent, Carmelo Hayes.
Shoot the shot is going in, let me flex. And they saying I'm the best, let me check. I don't see no competition as of yet, nah. It's just win after win, let me flex.
I feel like you work your whole life for this opportunity, so my hard work is paying off. I'm just not average. They can expect big things from your boy. I'm a born champion, and you will see me with gold down the road. I promise you that.
Carmelo Hayes, one of the best movers I've ever seen in an NXT ring.
Tell him I got caffeine in these fists, so if you're sleeping on me, I'm gonna wake you up real soon.
I called my shot, and when Carmelo Hayes shoots, I don't miss.
Breakout tournament winner, the Cruiserweight Unifier. We led the War Games to victory.
Two-time North American champion. I am
the A champion.
We got a new NXT champion.
Let's talk about it. I will put you on a t-shirt and it won't be designer.
He's like the wind. You can feel it, but you can't touch it.
This is the him era. And I am him.
Crazy like you never seen. How I do it with the team. Hey. So fresh, so clean. Woo. Light it up, high beam. Yeah, yeah. Running the town. We going up, never come down. Yeah, yeah. Running the town. We going up, never come down. You know we run it right. You know we run it. Hey, shut it down like it's not.
Yo, you gonna sign that or what?
Oh, there it is.
Look, I don't know. All right, I got to go to Raw on Monday and see what Adam's offer looks like. I don't know.
Dude, you should be excited. It's a bidding war. You're the man now. I love it, dude. I mean, there actually is a brain in there. And look, just give me a heads up, though. I don't want to find on the internet.
My brain is way bigger than yours.
What are you talking about?
And?
Already with this? What is the and?
My hat is way cooler, too.
Seriously? A hat? I told you I was wearing a hat today. What is this? I mean, I carry your ass all the way through this tournament, all the way to the finals, and you're biting the style. You're biting the hat, you're biting the clothes.
Can you relax, please?
I'm relaxed.
Focus on what matters. Tonight, the Dusty Cup.
Okay.
Trick and Mello.
Yes.
You said it yourself. We owe them one, right? But here's the deal. I need you at 100%. Okay? Because you know I'm going to be at 100%, and if my math is correct...
Never is.
We'll be standing there at the end of the night holding up the Dusty Cup after I win it for us.
After you win it? Yeah, you've lost it, dude. Look, I don't know what's going to happen out there other than the fact we are getting this win, but what I do know is my entrance is going to be off the charts, dude.
What do you mean?
I mean my entrance.
How come you didn't... What about me?
I tried to call you. Your phone was off. I don't know what you're doing, so...
Are you kidding?
No, but listen. Here's the good thing. We're on first, so you got a little bit of time to come up with something. Good luck.
Well, hang on. Wait. Look.
What?
Look, I don't know if I've gotten a chance to tell you thus far, but I just wanted to say thank you. All right? I wanted to thank you for being my tag team partner. It's been a lot of fun, dude.
Being serious? I appreciate it. It is a lot of fun.
Greatest tag team in WWE, the Wolf Dogs.
God, every time!
A crucial moment backstage before the Dusty Cup Finals tonight at NXT Vengeance Day. And with that, we welcome you back into the studio. I'm Megan Morant. He is Matt Camp. He is Switzerland Sammy, also known as Sam Roberts. But that was a very important part right there for Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker to get on the same page, and they usually are in the ring, but that was outside of the ring as well, Matt.
Yeah, I think we've been seeing more of that. I like Baron saying, go sign it. I would not sign it. I would win the Dusty Cup final and then make yourself more valuable when another contract may find itself into your hands, whether it be from Raw or SmackDown, Sam.
Yeah, well, I mean, Baron Corbin said it best. You're the man now, Wolf Dog, and I can't wait, by the way, to see what that entrance is going to look like tonight. Baron Corbin has come correct to every premium live event with an entrance, and hopefully Braun Breaker's got enough time to figure something out.
Well, they got the hats on, and they're ready for Clarksville, Tennessee. And speaking of ready for Clarksville, Tennessee, tonight, for the very first time ever, we'll see the family compete as a unit in a 6-person tag team match against OTM to see who runs the streets of NXT.
There's two things we take seriously: business and family.
The Don of NXT, Tony D'Angelo.
It's been said that being honest is a dangerous thing. Well, Tony D must be the most dangerous man in NXT. Because I was honest with Juice from the beginning, and I backed up everything I said I was gonna do. Stex, you proved you were a solid earner. Your days as being a soldier are over. I think it's time you become the underboss. Ladies and gentlemen, she is the glue of the D'Angelo family. Adriana Rizzo. She's ruthless, wise, and battle-tested.
Our time is now, Don. It's time for us to take over.
The D'Angelo family is going to take the NXT Tag Team Championships.
I would not bet against Tony D's family.
Bada bing, bada boom. The Don and the Underboss are the tag team champions.
All that's left me is we reclaim the streets of NXT.
And what streets you talking about, bruh? Where we from? We ain't never heard y'all names.
You see, our hood wasn't built for no comfort, but that Von Lucian I had was built to last. As long as I got my boy Bronco, it's a wrap.
You see, it's that bond right there. That's the main reason I wanted to rock with y'all. See, y'all know what it's like going to sleep, no dinner. Fast losers and slow winners. Reaching in your pocket for cash, knowing ain't nothing there. But by any means, we have to eat. Miss Parker, Miss Parker.
Y'all need pressure where you can't apply it. Who's got Riz? And I'm saying, Jada Parker's your missing piece. So what's up?
What's up?
It is simple. We make the rules. Stop playing with me.
Don't tell Tony and Stacks it ain't over until OTM and Jada says it's over.
OTM, listen up and listen good. You want to come into my restaurant and tear the place up? You made a big mistake.
They issued the warning book, and they're here. The Don, the Underboss, Rizzo.
You see, the D'Angelos should know better than to get mixed up in our street business. OTM, there's street business, and then there's D'Angelo family street business. Look, man, it's over for the family. I ain't never seen a problem like OTM before. Scripps, you better be careful. You're bringing Bronco, Lucian, and Jada into a fight they're not gonna return safely from. And at Vengeance Day, Tony, Stacks, and Rizzo, they're gonna learn. They should have just stayed their ass on the sidewalk.
Tony D and Stacks better bring it, because they're gonna get this work.
Listen, this isn't the first time we've done battles with the streets. OTM and Jada, you find out that the D'Angelo family loves a good scrap.
Rizzo finna find out Jada Parker ain't the one to play with. Jada, my mother always taught me. Fool me once, I break your face.
OTM ejecuta todo.
This fight ain't nothing new. Neither's end result. The D'Angelo family will always own these streets.
The family ready to battle OTM tonight at NXT Vengeance Day. OTM has been running roughshod through NXT, but the family has the experience. Sam, does the Don still run the streets of NXT?
That's the question, right? That's what we've got to answer, and that he has been running it. He's ran it, but it's being called into question for the first time in a long time. And the fact is that the D'Angelo family are coming from a place where they've become the rich, and they're simply trying to get richer. How do they fight when they're fighting a team that isn't fighting to get rich? They're fighting to survive in OTM.
I think Jada Parker and Rizzo add a different element to this, and we saw how personal that got when OTM attacked the family at the restaurant just a few weeks
You
ago.
don't do that at the restaurant. They make wonderful meals. I've been treated to a meal before. Thank you to the Don for that. I'll try to be unbiased and I'll be smart about it.
Speaking of impartial.
Now listen, OTM might have the Riz, but they don't have the Rizzo. That is the difference between these two teams. And don't forget, we have seen OTM challenge Tony and Stacks for the tag team titles unsuccessfully. This is not about championships tonight. This is about who owns the streets. The family feels like they have them on lockdown, but it's quite a challenge from OTM.
I mean, apparently the family owns the kickoff show, treating
I did
anchors
not get
to
anything
meals.
No.
What is that? It's a conflict of interest.
I will take a meal.
I'd love a meal.
Oh, see, there you go. You just put yourself up for sale.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, meal or no meal, Out the Mud is looking to make a meal out of the D'Angelo family. They're looking to add tag team gold to what they've already got. And they're going to be able to prove that they can do that by beating the champions tonight in this mixed tag.
Well, speaking of people looking for gold, that's exactly what Roxanne Perez is doing tonight at NXT Vengeance Day. She never lost the gold, and tonight she'll try to regain it as she battles against the NXT Women's Champion, Lyra Valkyria.
A lot can change in 1 year.
We are unable to identify what caused Ms. Perez to collapse. As a result, I am unfortunately unable to provide an estimated date for Ms. Perez to return to in-ring action.
I know things can change because everything has changed for me.
Here is your winner and new NXT Women's Champion, Lyra Valkyria!
I'm not the same Roxanne Perez that won the breakout tournament. I'm not the same woman that challenged for the NXT Women's Championship. I don't miss that girl.
Roxanne Perez looking to make statements of her own. No longer someone to be pushed around.
I'm finally getting my one-on-one match against Lyra Valkyria.
Perez, the #1 contender.
Everybody's been able to witness the rise of Lyra Valkyria while I've had to pick myself back up, jump through every hurdle, dig deeper, and chase down a championship that I never lost in the first place. At Vengeance Day, I'm doing it my way. Because now, I'm the Roxanne Perez that has nothing to lose and everything to gain.
A year is a long time, and for Roxanne Perez, it has meant so much as she prepares for one of the biggest matches of her career tonight. Arriving in Clarksville, looking at the WrestleMania sign, Roxanne Perez is ready for action. We saw her point at that sign in the Royal Rumble. She's fired up. She's motivated, but what I've been so impressed about with Roxanne Perez is the way that she has reinvented herself. You guys, it was quite a tall task for her to even get into this championship match against Lyra Valkyria, and she's more hungry than ever.
She had to get into a battle royal with 20 superstars total, then get into a fatal four-way at the end of that battle royal and win that. And think about how she's had to reinvent herself. Hasn't been champion since last April. Has been in a devil's playground. Has been in a steel cage. Has had championship opportunities and has fallen short. Has had to kind of find something a little bit deeper. Sam, when she won the NXT Women's Championship, a lot of people were happy. Maybe it was a little bit too much too soon, and I think now she's kind of growing up in front of our eyes.
Yeah, you know, I think what I love about this version of Roxanne Perez, and I think what makes her a threat right now more than maybe ever, is that she's not happy to be there anymore. She is not happy to be here unless she's here as champion. And that's the way you should be. I mean, happy to be here doesn't really work for me when it comes to competition.
And she's had a lot to think about these past couple of weeks,
Yeah.
especially after appearing in her second Royal Rumble match. But how can she make sure this moment doesn't become too big?
This moment, I mean, there is no too big. You've got to be prepared for the biggest moment. She wants the biggest moment. She wants to win this title. She wants to walk in to stand and deliver as NXT Women's Champion. It is the highest honor that a female superstar in NXT could possibly have. I think Roxanne Perez is at the point where she knows that no more moments too big for me. I'm here now. Let's be that one.
And by the way she's looking at that WrestleMania sign, she is certainly ready. Well, we got to step aside for our final timeout before NXT Vengeance Day. When we come back, still lots to talk about. We'll take a look at the no disqualifications match and the NXT title match. Don't go anywhere.
Everyone has a dark side. I put my demons out on Front Street and I never let them keep me from being me.
Something woke up inside Gigi Dolan.
Are we finally seeing the real Gigi Dolan?
Sometimes suffering is necessary for growth. My suffering will be worth it.
I have been knocked down time and time again, but I have gotten right back up.
Dolan's gonna unleash every bit of built-up rage.
I put my past behind me. I stand on my own 2 feet. I embrace who I am.
We've seen superstars try to get to Dolan, try to break Dolan down, yet no one has succeeded. Her power is in her authenticity.
She's a hell of an athlete, a hell of a talent.
The road to the NXT Women's Championship is a game of choosing between the devil you know and the devil you don't. Chaos is the devil I know.
Dolan has been able to channel a lot of that anger, a lot of that aggression, and showcase her own form of self-expression.
Like the rose I have inked on my arm, my story started out jagged and ugly and then bloomed into something beautiful.
I have carried this brand on my back for almost 2 years. The NXT Championship is everything to me. This brand means everything to me. I am the most dominant NXT champion of all time.
What goes up has to come crashing down!
What did this last year get me? What did this last year get me? Big match after big match, defending this brand, carrying the title, all for what?
I don't need the approval of these scumbags anymore! You people are gonna see a side of me that you have never seen before.
Braun Breaker has been operating on a totally different level.
And I am that damn good! Doesn't matter who stands in my way, I'm gonna break them all.
Talk about freaks of nature! Braun Breaker is here!
2 men sharing one common cause, winning this dusty cup.
The Wolf Dogs are on the hunt.
Badass Braun Breaker has been leading the way.
Around here, we have a saying, no worries. Well, now you better start worrying. You'll be fine.
Chris, Miss November and Chase U calendar? Are you getting soft on me?
What, I was doing JC a favor.
Tony, I get an advance copy of this calendar. I start flipping through January, February, March. I get to November. I start experiencing cardiac arrhythmia. I'm like, who is this girl,
Hey,
huh?
so I threw Chase you a little bone. You want to get cracked in the mouth?
Oh, hey, look,
It's over,
You
all
did a
right?
great job.
We got to focus on OTM tonight, all right? They're coming for destruction. So listen, Stacks, me and you, we'll take care of Lucian and Bronco. And if Scripps wants to stick his nose into this, he won't be smelling for weeks, capiche?
And Jada Parker's mine. After the past few weeks, I got a thing or two to show her.
Chris, I think everybody in America knows you got Jada Parker, okay? So tonight, we're going to show OTM who really runs the streets, all right? Come on, let's go. Get it.
Two men you certainly won't find in the Chase U calendar. Dijak and Joe Gacy love violence. They'll have a chance to go at it tonight in a no disqualifications match in Clarksville, Tennessee at NXT Vengeance Day. And with that, we welcome you back into the studio. My name is Megan Morant alongside Matt Camp and Sam Roberts, or Sammy Switzerland, if you will. Sam, we got to talk about Dijak and we got to talk about Joe Gacy, because no matter what Dijak does, Joe Gacy will not go away.
There is clearly a lot going on in NXT right now, and this is not the least of it. I think that Dijak, for everything that he's done and all the damage that he has inflicted on various members of the NXT roster, has finally met his match. He's met somebody that is not only responding to all of it, but welcoming all of it.
He does it with a smile on his face. And Matt, we saw what happened this past week on NXT. Gacy arose from a dumpster and said no disqualifications. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, we've seen it a lot the last couple of weeks between Dijak and Joe Gacy. Let's go back 2 weeks ago on NXT. Joe Gacy gonna wrap that chair around the back of Dijak. Not enough, though. And then get put through a wall. Put through a wall. Should be enough. Dijak's going, what else? What else do I have to do to this guy? And Joe Gacy gets up with a smile on his face, only to get put through the announce table. Watch out, book it back. And Gacy gets up again with that look to try to choke Dijak out. You cannot put this man down, or can you? Because this takes us to last Tuesday on NXT. The parking lot is dangerous enough, but when you scale to those kind of heights, it makes it that much more of a combat zone. And that's exactly what we saw right here. Kick to the face, Gacy into the dumpster, and somehow got out, leading us to this no disqualification match. This Joe Gacy reminds me of Mankind, of Mick Foley, where he just breathes in that pain. He feeds off that pain. Hit me harder. I'm not going to stay down. I love this. But I think Dijak kind of loves it too.
But Joe Gacy has to be feeling something, considering the fact he went off of a production truck and into a dumpster. How does he overcome the task that is Dijak?
I mean, I would hope that he is feeling something. If not, we've got to get him to a doctor for other reasons. But is what he's feeling, like Matt said, causing him some kind of, maybe not joy, but satisfaction? Is that what he's looking for? Is there some kind of gratification associated with that pain? That's the question. Look, Dijak there's a reason why he's NXT's answer to Marion Cabretti. Every time he shows up to a premium live event, he has everybody in the arena leaving saying his name. He prides himself on his PLE performance. And I don't think that's lost on Joe Gacy. I think Joe Gacy specifically is looking for the guy who is going to give him...
Sam, I'm getting word from backstage that something is going on in Clarksville. Kelly Kincaid, what do you have?
Thanks, Megan. Joe Gacy, Joe, what kind of condition do you feel you're in to take on Dijak tonight in a no disqualification match when you've been thrown off the top of a production truck? Joe, what are you doing?
Hi, Kelly. You know, the other night when I was crawling around that dumpster, writhing in pain, I found a lot of cool stuff that I can hit Dijak with, but unfortunately I couldn't get any of it on the plane, and that's on me. But look at what I found. Gotta have this. Definitely that. Two. Kendo stick. Oh, that's good. What else we got? Okay. Oh, that's a good sound. Kelly, do you want to give it a try?
No, you got it.
Oh, that's more for me.
I guess at this point I'm going to throw it back to you guys in Stanford.
Hi, guys, it's effort. You got it from here.
Thank you so much, Joe. Thank you, Kelly. Sam, sorry for cutting you off there.
Sure
I know
you
you're
are.
making a very important point, but Joe Gacy is ready, and he has everything with him to destroy Dijak, Matt.
All right, Sam, I guess I'll take it. No, did you want to make the
You
point?
have-
It's all built up.
No.
Do you want to go? Do you have something?
You sure?
Go ahead, Matt.
Okay,
I don't
listen.
wanna interrupt. I don't wanna interrupt.
Okay, thank you.
Dijak has a northern attitude. He's not going to apologize for it. He grew up in the cold. He grew up in the meanness of New England. He's had to fight his entire life. He's got a chip on his shoulder that's bigger than like a T-bar match. I mean, this is a man who wants to fight and wants to shut everybody up and wants to get back to the NXT Championship first and foremost. Joe Gacy just wants to fight and feel pain, and he is alive for the first time in quite some time.
Look at that, putting lyrics, Noah Khan lyrics. You get
She
that?
got
You
it.
get
So
that?
good.
You get
He's
that?
so
All
good.
right. All right. Well, we have to talk about the biggest
note.
night of Trick Williams' career as he looks to take on Ilya Dragunov for the NXT Championship. This matchup has been a long time coming. Let's take a look at how we got here.
I started my WWE career with nothing but ambition. I came with a work ethic and a good attitude, from the rookie to the main event. I am Trick Williams.
I can prove to the world exactly what I'm capable of.
6'3", 235 cards on a granite. That's a star, man.
Oh, I'm bout it.
You and me, we like Kobe and Shaq. We are the dream team.
We Trick and Mellow game. We always gonna be here.
That's all it is.
And that's all it's gonna be.
There comes a point in a man's life where you gotta go out there and do it himself.
He's sick of being told he's a sidekick. He wants to stand on his own 2 feet.
I'm that guy now. I'm Trick Williams. I'm the man here in NXT.
Yeah.
Trick Williams stepped up
I like it.
and is now a champion himself.
Trick really can back up every single word that I ever said and prove that I can be one of the best.
Trick Williams, the ultimate Iron Survivor, is the #1 contender for the NXT title. Trick Williams cannot be denied.
Trick, our title match will be at Vengeance Day. Fortunately, Trick, nothing and no one can stop me.
This is that undying will that Dragunov possesses.
In 2023, I showed the whole world who Ilya Dragunov truly is.
Dragunov, Williams finally meet for the NXT Championship at Vengeance Day.
Vengeance Day.
Yeah, Vengeance Day, bro.
No, that's when we're supposed to be in the Dusty Cup Finals.
Trick Williams will now pull double duty. It's Williams, it's Hayes in the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Classic.
Trick, Ilya sees you as a threat. He knows that you're gonna have to wrestle twice in the same night, so he's gonna do anything to make sure that we don't win the Dusty Cup and that you don't win the NXT Championship. He was messing with Corbin, he's messing with you the same exact way, man. When you gonna see it, bro?
Dragunov, I think you've been playing me this whole time.
Maybe you should be more concerned about Carmelo Hayes. I know exactly who attacked you.
We don't know what happened. We just got here. Who attacked Trick?
Ilya, it was you. You have some kind of voice in your head that is giving you really bad advice.
No matter what happens, we still Trick Mellow game. Yeah, we always gonna be. We always gonna be. Yeah.
The same exact way, man.
We were supposed to see this match at NXT New Year's Evil, but Ilya Dragunov was unable to compete. He's healthy now and will defend his title tonight against Trick Williams. And Ilya Dragunov has been known to play mind games. But we still have not gotten to the bottom of who attacked Trick Williams back in October. Matt Mello claims that Ilya did it and is playing mind games with Trick. Is this going to be a distraction and get in the way of Ilya defending his title tonight against Trick?
Ilya's always locked in. Ilya's a man who, as we saw, arrived solo. Ilya's had to leave his family behind to get to this NXT championship. Ilya's had a lot of trials and tribulations, but when it comes to getting in the ring, he's always locked in. That's Mello bringing that up. That's not Ilya. Ilya's trying to stay out of it. Ilya's just trying to shake, hey, listen, I'm going to fight you, whether it be Baron Corbin, whether it be Mello himself, who he took that NXT championship from. Maybe there's some jealousy there. But when we talk about Ilya Dragunov, the intensity that he brings is unmatched. Sam, can Trick match that tonight?
I think that Trick hopefully can match that tonight, but the idea that Ilya is not playing mind games, he didn't give Trick that hug knowing that Trick is already questioning if he's playing mind games. He didn't specifically choose a night that he knows that Trick is already going to be competing in one of the most competitive matches he's going to have all year.
Trick could have said no. Trick could have said, give me another time.
Yeah, because that's what you do when you get shots at the NXT championship. No, another time. No, he knows that you're going to take advantage of what's in front of you because that's who Trick Williams is. The only difference here, there's two differences. There's two, to me, real strengths of Trick Williams, even beyond everything that we see, which is unbelievable. The first, nobody saw him coming. Everybody thought he was there as a supporting act to Carmelo Hayes, and what he's done is let everybody know, no, there's two stars in this act, not one. And the second is the fact that he does have Carmelo Hayes, that Carmelo Hayes has that outsider's perspective, and he's sitting there saying, don't get wrapped up in this thing. Ilya Dragunov is not a nice guy. He's not doing things to make it easier for Trick Williams. Carmelo Hayes has Trick Williams back more than anybody has. If there's anybody Trick can trust, it's Mello. You don't miss.
You're saying it's Mello. Mello's been gassing him up. He's saying, you're hotter than anything right now in NXT. You might be the hottest thing in all of WWE with the crowd reactions he's getting. But I'll say this about Trick. He lost that North American Championship days after he won it. He tasted that gold. He hasn't lost since then. He's been able to bounce back. He's won at Deadline. He's been able to get into the Dusty Cup and get to the finals, getting both of those decisions, by the way. He got the pinfall for his team. Trick can handle all of this. I hope that Mello is with him no matter what happens in the Dusty Cup final, which is going to kick off the show.
But Trick is still the young upstart. Will he be able to turn the page quickly after the Dusty Cup finals and move on to the match that he's been waiting for, Sam?
I don't know if he's going to get that cup tonight, but I do believe that Trick Williams will go home with gold.
Okay.
I think tonight you're looking at a new NXT World Champion. There's just so much there, and finally, Trick has somebody that can get past Ilya's mind games in Carmelo.
I think Trick would want to do it by himself. He's done it by himself a lot in his singles match. He left Mello behind. I would at least talk to Mello. Mello had a heck of a run in multiple matches with Ilya Dragunov, both winning and losing in NXT Championship matches. Mello's got to help him in that way, and nothing more than that, or it could become a distraction.
Will we find out who made the attack in October, and will we have a new NXT champion tonight? So much coming your way at NXT Vengeance Day. Lyra Valkyria defending her title against Roxanne Perez. Will we have a new NXT Women's Champion?
The man heralded by Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio as the future of Lucha, Dragon Lee, looks to get back the NXT North American Championship he lost in a very surprising way to the winner of the Breakout Tournament, Oba Femi. Will the destiny of Oba Femi continue tonight at Vengeance Day?
The dangerous streets of NXT can only be owned by one family. A six-person mixed tag tonight decides that. The D'Angelo family versus OTM.
We saw Joe Gacy backstage. He has everything ready, and good for him because there are no disqualifications tonight as Joe Gacy battles against Dijak.
Dijak will certainly be ready for that one. It's hard to keep Joe Gacy down, but it's hard to keep Trick Williams down. He's got 2 matches tonight, but this one is for the NXT Championship. He goes out there solo when he takes on the Tsar, Ilya Dragunov. The reign of Dragunov has been impressive, but it might be hard to deny Trick Williams.
And this is where we'll start the night with the finals in the Dusty Cup. Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin, who has promised a spectacular entrance, go 2-on-2 against Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. I can't wait. Wolf, dogs, hoo, hoo, hoo.
Sam is howling at the moon. I don't think Matt is howling at the moon, but we have so much to look forward to tonight, including that entrance from Baron Corbin. And I'm sure Braun Breaker will have something to match that entrance as well. What are you looking forward to most tonight, Matt?
I want to see if Trick can do it. I want to see if Trick can go 2 for 2. I want to see if he considers a loss in either match a failure. You walk out with the NXT Championship, you have that solo feeling of I did it myself, but you got to go back to Melo. Or does he win to start the night and then lose later on? Does that put the sour taste in his mouth? I saw Ava on social media saying, I will not be one-upped by Adam Pearce and one-upped by Nick Aldis. I love that kind of attitude on the road to WrestleMania.
Sam, what are you looking forward to most?
I mean, you got to wonder about that tag team match and what is going on in the heads of Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin. Braun Breaker has the future at his fingertips. We saw him on SmackDown. He's going to be at Raw apparently on Monday. Tonight, he's in the finals of this Dusty Cup. And what is a Braun Breaker that's energized by the fact that the whole world is finally waking up to his potential feel like tonight?
We'll have to wait and find out.
Not much
I'm looking
longer.
forward to seeing who runs the streets of NXT. Will it be OTM or will it be the family?
Okay, that one's going to be dangerous. I think it's going to be OTM because they're fighting for survival, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've never tasted it. They've never tasted it, and they want to prove that not only do they run these streets, but they belong. Speaking of streets, I can't wait for a street fight. No holds barred, no disqualification. Dijak and Joe Gacy.
Clarksville will never be the same, but I think the eyes of WWE will be on Ovafemi. Can the year that he has begun with continue tonight at Vengeance Day? We're going to find out in a matter of
minutes. Or the Women's Championship
3
match.
championships on the line and the Dusty Cup Finals. So much action going down in Clarksville. NXT Vengeance Day starts right now.
The day for vengeance is coming.
Dragunov, Williams, a massive matchup for the NXT Championship. Hayes, Trick, Corbin, Breaker, the 2 teams that will compete for the prestigious Dusty Cup at Vengeance Day. 2 of the very best in the women's division.